got it right here.
You find it?
It's number 2. Red.
No.
Video name. So I'm gonna hit number 1. Right? That'll be your result. What's the deal? We got Marines there. Are you smelling that same kind of smell?
You open last night, John? You open last night?
Hello, Cheryl.
Good morning.
Good morning. Just close.
I'd like to welcome everyone to our annual YMS Veterans Day program. Please join me in standing while the Yankton VFW Post 791 Color Guard presents the colors. Please join us in the flag pledge, led by YMS Student Council representatives Lance Danbury and Matt Grobrice, and remain standing for the Star Spangled Banner, played by the 7th and 8th grade orchestra under the direction of Mrs. Emily Anthony.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
please direct your attention to the screen where the video name tribute of YMS students and staff, family who served in the military will be playing. During this tribute, our YMS 7th and 8th grade concert choir will be performing a song called Thanks to Your Soldiers. The YMS 7th and 8th grade concert choir is under the direction of Mrs. Kim Olson.
Baby, how your baby? Where your baby? Grandma.
At this time, we have some YMS oral inter and drama students who will tell us about the significance of the poppy and perform the poem In Flanders Fields. First, I'd like to invite Alex Stone to the podium to recite the significance of a poppy.
The poppy story. After World War I, the poppy flourished in Europe. Scientists attributed the growth of the soil with France and Belgium becoming enriched with lime from the rubble left by the war. From the dirt and mud grew beautiful red poppy. The red poppy came to symbolize the bloodshed during the battle publication of the wartime poem in Flanders Fields. The poem was written by Lieutenant Colonel John Craig, MD, while serving on the front lines. On September 27, 1920, the poppy became the official flag of the American Legion family to memorialize the soldiers who fought and died during the war. In 1924, the distribution of poppies became a national program of the American Legion, led by the American Legion Auxiliary. Each year, members of the American Legion family distribute poppies to the person receiving the flower, make a donation to support the future veterans after duty military. Poppy Day is celebrated in countries around the world. The American Legion brought National Poppy Day to the United States by asking Congress to designate the Friday before Memorial Day as National Poppy Day. On May 24th, we wear red poppy to honor the fallen and support the living who will wear our nation's uniform.
I'd also like to invite Hannah Irwin. Hannah will perform In Flanders Fields.
Are you ready? Grandma.
In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing, lie scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Thank you both, Alex and Hannah. Each year, YMS students are invited to join in a nationwide DFW-sponsored youth essay competition. The competition gives students an opportunity to write essays expressing their views on an annual patriotic theme. This year's theme was What Makes America Great? And today, I'd like to introduce you to our local winners. First place, will those winners please come forward, was Presley Solachik, an 8th grader at YMS. And second place, Jordan Cunningham, a 7th grader at YMS. Please come forward. I'd like to invite Presley to read her essay, which was her first place, with the title, What Makes America Great?
What makes America great? America has numerous beautiful qualities. We are all given endless opportunities to increase the quality of our lives and to help fulfill our never-ending need for more. Our country did not have our freedom just handed to us. We have had many brave men and women who sacrificed their lives so we can go to school every day, walk down the street without fear, and all of the other normal things that we get to take for granted. In our country, not one person can take credit for all of our fascinating success. From the beginning, our country and all of our citizens have worked hard every day for the greater good of us all. We have had many hardships and struggles, as expected, but we have risen above and stood tall against them. We have a very strong sense of unity and togetherness. This endless opportunity to do good is very rare. Our soldiers deserve the utmost respect for all they have achieved and sacrificed. Almost everyone knows someone who is or has fought for our freedom, whether they have actively fought in the field or fought in a different way. There are many different ways to serve the country. There is the Navy, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marines, and the National Guard. They all may perform similar or completely different tasks, but still deserve the same respect. Our gracious ways do not just help people on our homeland. In 2017 alone, we donated $50.1 billion to foreign aid. Even though our country may not have been in complete peace, we still thought of other countries besides just ourselves. In 2018, we were at war in 7 different countries. Whether you see this as a positive or negative thing, we all should agree that this is a very humble act. Our love and care for the world and ourselves is nothing short of beautiful. America is truly a very delightful and happy place that we have all made together. Whether you choose to see the ugly or beautiful, there are plentiful opportunities. America is truly the greatest place there is. I am very proud to say that I am an American.
One of my favorite parts of the program that we have each year is the selection of the song being played next. It's called Armed Forces, the Pride of America. Our YMS band, under the direction of Mrs. Gwen Winich, along with our YMS concert choir, under the direction of Mrs. Kim Olson, will be singing. I invite you all who are able to stand during the respective branch in the song, so we're able to honor you.
Please also feel free to sing along with us.
Thank
partnership with our local VFW post, the VFW representative, Colin Reisberg, I'd like to take this time to recognize our post as State Teacher of the Year. It's my honor to recognize and welcome to come forward Mrs. Kim Olson for this award. Mrs. Olson is an outstanding teacher in both our Fine Arts Department and Social Studies Department. She has been a longtime supporter and organizer of our Veterans Day Committee. Mrs. Olson has assisted numerous students, staff, and large groups of students singing and performing the national anthem, taps, and other patriotic acts at many different events in our school and our community. Please join me in a round of applause in recognizing Mrs. Kim Olson as the local VFW. Today we are honored that so many of you have chosen to join us for our annual YMS Veterans Day program. It's with great pride that we as Americans take time to honor those who have served and who are currently serving. We are their friends, their family, their co-workers, and their neighbors. It's up to us to ensure that every veteran feels that his or her service to this country is appreciated by their fellow Americans. There are simply no ways to say thank you. There are so many tangibles that we can acknowledge their sacrifice, but the easiest thing to do is to just say thank you for what you have done for our country. Our students have spent a lot of time this week in classrooms learning about the sacrifices that have happened and why we celebrate Veterans Day and hold the program that we have today. We couldn't do this without you. We couldn't do this without the support of our community. We are proud to be from Yankton. We are proud to be from South Dakota. We are proud to be Americans. With all that, we say, as a school, as a district, thank you. Today, we are honored to have Command Sergeant Major Patrick Kauser with us as our guest speaker. Command Sergeant Major Kauser was appointed to the South Dakota National Guard's 3rd Senior Enlisted Leader on June 15, 2019, and is the 10th South Dakota Army National Guard State Command Sergeant Major. He first served his country in the South Dakota Army National Guard as a heavy vehicle driver with Detachment 1, 740th Transportation Company in March 1982 in Aberdeen, South Dakota. He deployed in 1991 as a team leader with the 740th during Desert Storm. In January 2003, Kauser was transferred to the 727th Transportation Company to deploy as a platoon sergeant in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. In June 2011, Kauser was selected as a Command Sergeant Major and the NCOES Commander for the 196th Regiment. In March of 2015, Kauser was selected as the 109th Regional Support Group Command Sergeant Major. Kauser's deployments include Desert Storm, Operation Iraqi Freedom, with additional tours in Korea, Panama, Netherlands, and Egypt. Please join me in welcoming Command Sergeant Major Kauser.
First of all, I think this is actually the largest audience I've ever addressed. So this is really great to see the support from the community. You know, we're fortunate enough to live where we live and have the amount of veterans that we do, private service that we do have. Thank you for being here today, and hopefully I don't let you down. So, ladies and gentlemen, students, distinguished guests, it is truly my honor to be with you today to recognize all of our veterans. All of the soldiers, airmen, sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen who went wherever they were called on to serve. Let us all give thanks for their service. Right now, as we reflect on those who have fought to preserve the freedoms that every American enjoys, There are thousands of men and women in our military once again taking up arms against the enemies of freedom all over the world. Right now, only less than 1% of our nation's population wears the uniform. And these few soldiers bear the burden of many. These service members are all volunteers and serve because they know it is necessary for the greater good and to keep our nation safe and free. It's important that we take the time to thank the men and women who are currently serving in our military forces, whether they are on active duty, National Guard, or reserves. They are defending the principles upon which this nation was founded. Many of the service members who have served in the military have deployed overseas or in the process of deployment. Over 8,600 members of the South Dakota Army National Guard have already deployed and been activated since September 11th. As a nation, we have prospered because we always have citizens willing to stand up and answer the call in times of danger. Our national resolve has been expressed by the millions who have worn the military uniform. Today, we honor those brave men and women for their unyielding sacrifice and dedication to this country. It should be noted that over 72,000 veterans currently live in South Dakota alone. These veterans have served in overseas conflicts from World War II to the present. This day is also known as Armistice Day, celebrating the end of World War I. It was also this day in history, on November 11, 1921, the remains of an unknown soldier were solemnly delivered to the Arlington National Cemetery, which overlooks our national capital. His flag-draped casket was carried aboard, the same simple carriage that once carried the body of Abraham Lincoln. That fallen soldier, whose name only God knows, had been killed while fighting for his country in the trenches of Western Europe. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, that soldier was finally laid rest to his home, his own soil. The tomb of the unknown soldier serves as a reminder that all Americans, that price for freedom has never been cheap. Those interred beneath its granite stones are a reminder of the tremendous debt the nation owes to its veterans. President Dwight D. Eisenhower broadened the meaning of this day in 1954 when he officially named it Veterans Day, to recognize all those who have served. This year, Veterans Day falls amid national challenges that are unlike others in our history. The world is an ever-changing, complex place, and the war on terrorism is a long-term struggle that has sent our troops to every corner of the world. To say the least, the obstacles have been trying and the dangers have been real. Recently, we've seen our service men and women make huge strides in the name of freedom. They've not only made our country more secure, but they've also carried the same torch to Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan. And although significant challenges lie ahead before stability returns to these areas, America's military is well equipped to do the job. Our past warriors served in places like the hedgerows of Normandy, the hilltops of the 30th parallel, and the jungles of Vietnam. They distinguished themselves through the flak above Britain, Berlin, and the dangers in the skies of Big Alley and Canadian. But with determination and valor, they devastated the enemy's fleets in the Solomon Slots and Midway. On the beaches of Guadalcanal and at Incheon, they withstood hellish fire to secure a foothold for liberty and democracy. Our present warriors are serving in over 180 countries throughout the world. Like their predecessors, they are facing challenges on a daily basis. And once again, they are displaying both the warrior spirit and the compassion so typical of the American servicemen. Our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines are world class. They fight valiantly and demonstrate the true warrior spirit. But they also have in their hearts a very compassionate spirit, and we see that demonstrated all around the world. On the playgrounds in the Middle East, in hospitals and orphanages in Afghanistan, and in small villages in Africa. These warriors offer an extended hand to help with compassion. The American veteran, past and present, do not march to foreign soils armed with notions of glory. Conquest was never their goal. To the contrary, they went to distant lands with a simple notion that all peoples and all nations have the right to live in a world free from tyranny. And they fought with an equally simple conviction that some principles in life are worth dying for. Like the unknown soldier in Arlington, many of them went out to war never to return, to see their country again. In the last century alone, over 425,000 Americans have been killed in combat. Behind each of those deaths lies an American family in mourning. Words cannot possibly express the deep sorrow their families felt when they found out their loved ones would not be coming home. During the Second World War, whole communities paused in silence as a family switched a blue star or a gold star in their window, signifying the loss of a son or a father. Today, we collectively mourn each and every soldier, sailor, airman, and marine killed in combat. But the family's loss is still the same, a personal loss that can never be replaced, but will always be appreciated. The same dedication we witness in today's endeavors has preserved America in its toughest times throughout its history. Whether in peace or at war, the important role our veterans play cannot be denied. They're men and women from all walks of life, some young, some old, some ordinary, some famous, but they share one thing in common: they love this country. In return for the many sacrifices these brave individuals ask very little, and thus it falls on an indebted nation to meet their selflessness and their with thankfulness. In the upcoming year, I ask you to make a concerted effort to ensure actions of all veterans are appropriately remembered and appreciated. It's time we, as a nation, take the proper steps to renew our commitment to those who made a commitment to us. For no matter where or when our veterans have served, they've always served with distinction. Service to this country is a bridge over which more than 40 million Americans have passed during wartime alone. During World War II, 12% of the U.S. population served in the armed forces, where today, only less than 1% of the population choose to wear the uniform. Their service is built on courage, dedication, and patriotism, keystones in our American way of life. So, on this Veterans Day, there's much to commemorate, there's much to be thankful for, and it's true, America is strong and free. But we would never have come this far without our heroes we call veterans. Today we have the privilege of honoring a very special group of Americans whose service spans every decade of our country's existence. We owe a great deal. First and foremost, we owe them our freedom, and today especially we owe them our gratitude. Before I part, I would like one final saying that really gets me, it helps me out too. Just remember, life is too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So love the people that treat you right, and forgive the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason. If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said it would be easy. They just promised it'd be worth it. Thank you so much for having me today. God bless all of you, and God bless America.
Thank you again, Command Sergeant Major Cosner, for your time. Appreciate it. Right now, I'd like to thank people who have helped us make this possible. Our YMS Veterans Day Committee, Mr. Brooke Shield, Mr. Ryan Pegg, Mr. Matt Becker, Mrs. Kim Olson, Mrs. Gwen Wenish, Mrs. Emily Antonin, Mr. Riley Smith, Dr. Heather Olson, Ms. Sierra Rose, Mrs. Connie Bromley, Mrs. Sarah Shortbowl. Let's give a round of applause. I also want to thank Private Financial for helping us with a few things with some refreshments and some art decorations as well, and so forth. And if you look behind me, the art project today, I want to recognize these students, Abby Taggart, Laura Howe, Clayton Hammond, as well as a lot of other YMS students who painted and drew our mural behind us. Very nice to have a lot of fun. If you would, once again, draw your attention to the screen. We're going to have a little video picture tribute of students and staff who submitted pictures along with the veterans information. A few of the songs are very relative to today. You're going to hear about November 8th, that is today. Listen to our songs, and we say thank you and pay tribute to our veterans.
Oh, where have you been, my blue-eyed son? Oh, where have you been, my darling young one? I've stumbled on the side of 12 misty mountains. I've walked and I've crawled on 6 crooked highways. I've stepped in the middle of 7 sad forests. I've been out in front of a dozen dead oceans. I've been 10,000 miles in the mouths of a graveyard. And it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. Rain's gonna fall. What did you hear, my blue-eyed son? Oh, what did you hear, my darling young one? I heard the sound of a thunder that roared out a warning. Heard the roar of a wave that could drown the whole world. I heard 100 drummers whose hands were blazing. I heard 10,000 whisper and nobody listened. I heard one person starve, heard many people laughing. I heard the soul of a poet who died in the gutter. Heard the sound of a clown who cried in the alley. And it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. Rain's gonna fall. Who did you meet, my blue-eyed son? Who did you meet, my darling young one? I met a young child beside a dead pony. I met a white man who walked a black dog. I met a young woman whose body was burning. I met a young girl, she gave me a rainbow. I met one man who was wounded in love. I met another man who was wounded in hatred. And it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. Rain's gonna fall. What do you do now, my blue-eyed son? Oh, what do you do now, my darling young one? I'm going back out before the rain starts to falling. I'll walk to the depths of the deepest dark forest, where the people are many and their hands are all empty, where the bullets of poison are flooding their waters, where the home in the valley meets the damn dirt and prison, where the executioner's face is well hidden, where hunger is ugly and souls are forgotten.
fight for the red, white, and blue. He was 19 green with a new M16, just doing what he had to do.
I would invite you all to please stand while we will be playing Tabs by YMS band member Alexis Clement, who remains standing on the VFW Retires College. I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. For our guests, we have some coffees and cookies right around through this hallway in our cafeteria that will be Vita College program. Thank you again. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you.